Oh hi, I'm Joey PLayfast, president and founder of the Lick Yourself Happy Guitar Player Academy, where you learn real licks and not just fancy tricks. I want to talk to you today about playing with yourself. Now, of course, the best experience you can get as a young buck X for hire guitarist is with a band. I mean, that's how you learn your tricks. But I'm suggesting to you now that you might consider playing with yourself as a way of learning to play with others, or indeed how to play with yourself even more. So one thing I like to do, of course, is put loops into the pedal here and play with myself. I can play with myself all night if I have to. Today's weekly lick of the month is all about tapping, two-handed tapping. You know, where you put your fingers on the fretboard and you tap. I mean, do I have to explain this to you? I want you to consider the effect you can get when you try and get not just one finger, not just two, but three fingers on the same fret. It kind of goes a little bit like this. Okay? Quite musical, isn't it? I normally reserve that kind of thing for a ballad or something that's a little softer and requires a bit of finesse on the fretboard. Okay, next lesson. Let's put something in here. We're going to put a little loop in here, and I'm going to talk to you again about correct facial expressions. Now, the kind of riff I want to put in here is, it kind of changes key, so you got to change your face as you go along. Something like... Now, the first chord I kind of think of as a little happier, and the second chord is maybe a little bit sadder. So it might go something like this. Almost like I'm having a conversation with myself. What do you think of this? Oh, but I don't know about that. What do you think of that? I don't know about that first idea. I like that other idea. You get the idea, okay? So... I want to talk to you today about out notes. If you study music at school, they may have brainwashed you into believing that there are scales of notes. You can only play the notes that are in the scales and you can't play any other notes. That is quite frankly hogwash, and it makes me quite irate when this kind of stuff is peddled around schools. I prefer that people, you know, peddle smack to school children than peddle this disinformation. So what I want to do now is put you straight. You can actually play any note you want as long as you play it convincingly and with passion, as previously stated. So this little number here, I don't even care what key it's in. I don't have to know. All I have to know is if I play fast and I play with passion, it's gonna work. So I'll prove this to you right now. Hey, you don't believe me, do you? I don't like your attitude, but anyway, I'm gonna prove it to you right now. I'm gonna play every single note on the E string from the low A to the high E, and I'm going to make it work, okay? Now, if I play them in order, it's going to sound a little weird. So I'll just pick them at random, and you watch this. It's going to work, okay? See, so far so good. That's supposedly out, but it works. To me, it says, I got passion, I got sadness. Okay, every one of those notes sounds just as good as the next one. Okay, okay? But if I don't put enough oomph in with my right hand, you're gonna fall flat, so that's the danger. You could go to bend up, and just not have the oomph there. So you gotta get the oomph into it, okay? Alright, but that sounded too staged. So what am I missing here? If you're following the show, you know this by now. I'm missing the passion, okay? Now, I've played this so much, the passion's gone. But if you're a professional, you gotta fake the passion. Okay, there's nothing wrong with faking the passion. As long as the audience doesn't know, it doesn't matter. As long as you are convincing the audience that you got the passion. Okay? Now, I know that there are many ways of achieving the passion artificially, and I don't want to talk about that. Okay? I'm not permitted to talk about that. What I'm going to do instead is kind of psych myself up here. So I'm remembering the old days, the good old days, the young Joey PLayfast. He was everybody's gun for hire. Okay? Before the unpleasant business with the whammy bar. But anyway, so I'm remembering that now. I got that in my mind, and I'm thinking the passion. Okay, see what happened there? I went too far, but I made something of it. Okay? Now, if you're in the middle of a gig, you can't say, stop everybody, I didn't quite get that bend exactly the way I wanted it. Can we all do this again? It's just not going to happen. So what you have to do is make the best of it. You keep going. Now, if you need to do this, go back and look at my show on intervals, okay? The kind of bend you get. Alright? And straight away you'll get the passion once more. So next week on Jamming with Joey, I'm going to have a good friend of mine sitting on the couch here. We're going to talk guitar. Okay, so you stay tuned. And don't forget, always play with passion.